Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 New York Yankee baseball for you, and it's July 29th, 1961, and we got the Baltimore Orioles traveling up I-95 to take on the New York Yankees. And it's kind of fitting, folks, with the passing of Brooks Robinson that we got an Orioles game. And speaking of Brooks, leading off and playing third base for the Baltimore Orioles is Brooks Robinson. Batting second, playing center field, is Jim Busby. Batting third, playing right field, is Jackie Brandt. Batting fourth, playing first base, is Jim Gentile. Batting fifth, doing the catching, is Gus Tarandas. Batting sixth, playing left field, is Dick Williams. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, is Ron Hassan. Batting eighth, playing second base, is Jerry Adar. And making his first start of the year for the Baltimore Orioles, is Hoyt Wilhelm, folks, coming out of the bullpen to make a start. Let's take a look at the New York Yankees starting lineup. You'll notice one big change if you've been following this replay. We'll get to that in a minute. Leading off, playing second base, is Bobby Richardson. Batting second, playing shortstop, is Tony Kubek. And here's the change. First time this year, batting third isn't Roger Maritz. It's Yogi Berra playing right field. Batting fourth is Mickey Mantle playing center field. Batting fifth, playing first base, is Bill Skowron. Batting sixth, doing the catching, is Elston Howard. Batting seventh, playing left field, is Bob Serve. Batting eighth, doing the catching, is Clint Boyer. And batting ninth, doing the pitching, is the chairman of the board, Whitey Ford. Let's get down to the Yankee Stadium here, folks, and get this game started. And like I said, leading off, Brooks Robinson, who just passed away a couple days ago, folks. Let's see what Brooks can do. He's batting .279 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Yogi's out there, not Roger, and he makes the catch, folks, for out number one. One down here in the first. That brings up Jim Busby now. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Bobby Richardson's up with it. He fires over the first for out number two. 2 up and 2 down for the Orioles. Here we go now. Who's up next? But no other than Jackie Brandt. Jackie's hitting .287 on the year. And that's going to be a base on balls. What Whitey wanted to do here with 2 outs. Wanted a clean inning and didn't get it. That'll bring up Jim Gentile. Jim's hitting .324 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Whitey comes back and gets the third out with a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Orioles, nothing. Yankees due up. Richardson, Kubek, and Berra due up here in the first. Bobby's hitting .249 on the year. And that's going to be a base hit. No, that's going to be a pop up the third. And Mr. Robinson's got that with no problem. One down here in the first. Brings up Tony. And that's going to be a pop-up straight up the chute. Gus has got that for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for the Yanks. Brings up Mr. Yogi Berra batting third today. And Yogi hits that down to Brooks Robinson. He's up with it. He fires across the diamond, and 1, 2, 3 goes the Yanks. We go to the top of the second. It's 0-0. Gus is due up, followed by Williams and Hanson. Here's the pitch to Gus. Gus is hitting .236 on the year, and that's a base on balls. Not the way you want to start the second inning for Whitey. Maybe you can get a ground ball double play here with Dick Williams. And Dick Williams is hitting a .177 on the year, folks. And that is going to be a infield hit. Dick Williams gets on, folks. Just like that, it's first and second and nobody out here in the top of the second against Whitey. That brings up Ron Hansen now. Again, the Yankees looking to turn two. And that's a pop-up in the infield. That's in foul territory. And Howard makes the catch for out number one. One down here in the second. Still first and second for Jerry Adar. Jerry's hitting .243 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a pass ball. Elston lets that one get by him, folks. We got second and third now and only one down. The Yankees are going to bring the infield in, folks. 1 ball, no strikes on Jerry. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Is that going to be deep enough to score? No, it's not. Mick comes in on that ball, fires it in, and they're not going to try to chance and Mick's arm. Hey, Legends. Been checking out the game today. That was a good game. It was a blowout, but it was still a good game, Legends. So that brings up HOYT WILHELM, and this will be his 5th plate appearance, folks. He's 0 for 4. See if Whitey can get out of this mess with no run scoring. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Whitey gets out of second and third and only one out and nobody scored. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 0-0. We got Mantle, Scourin, and Howard due up here. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, game got out of hand quick there in that 5-run inning. Sure. That brings up the Mick. Mick's hitting 289. He's been slumping a little bit. Let's see if he can break out of it. And he does, folks. He drives that ball down the first baseline. And he's headed for second. And he's going to make it in there with a stand-up double, folks. Mick standing down at second with no outs. Brings up Moose. Can he deliver here and get Mick in? Put the Yankees on the board first. Scourin's hitting 298 on the year, folks. And that is a ground ball. Now it's a pop-up on the infield. And Hansen calls for it. Makes the put out for out number one. Mick stays put. Brings up Elston Howard now with 1 out. Mick on at second. Howard's hitting 302 on the year. And that's a ground ball down the first base. Howard'll get Mick over to third. And Gentile fires over to Hoyt covering for 2 outs. Mick down at third. It'll take a 2-out base hit here. Get Mick in now. Here's Bob Serve up here. He's batting 270 on the year. And that's a deep fly ball to center field, but that'll be out number 3. The Orioles get out of the leadoff double with Mick not scoring. We go to the top of the third, 0-0. Back to the top of the lineup here for the Orioles. Robinson, Busby, and Brandt, the killer bees. Brooks flew out to right field his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one off of Whitey this time, folks. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And Brooks Robinson's on with a stand-up double. Hey, Bernard. Brooks Robinson just recently passed away, standing down at second. Can Whitey get himself out of this jam? Here comes Busby. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to Richardson his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. It's not going to be deep enough to get Brooks over to third. No, it's not. It's not going to test Yogi's arm. So 1 down here now. Runner on at second for Jackie Bryant. Jackie, he walked his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. and definitely ain't going to test Mick's arm. So now there's 2 down with a runner on at second. One more out here, and Whitey can get out of the mess with that leadoff double. Brings up Gentile. He struck out his first time up, and he's not striking out this time, folks. He squares his ball up, and he drives that ball into right field, and that's going to score Robinson, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead, folks. And Gentile's down at first. 2 outs here. So the Orioles come out with a 2-out base hit that the Yankees couldn't. Brings up Gus. He is walked his first time up. And that's going to be a stolen base for Gentile. He takes off and makes it down to second, folks. That is runner in scoring position with 1 strike on Gus. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Mick makes the catch. The Orioles get 1 on the RBI single. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Orioles. We got Boyer, Whitey, and Richardson due up here in the bottom of the third. Boyer's hitting 240 on the year. And that's going to be a pop up down the third. Brooks has got it, folks. That is 1 out here in the third. Brings up Whitey now. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Gentile at first. He'll take it himself. 2 up and 2 down. Back to the top of the order now. And Bobby Richardson. Bobby popped up the third his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. And 1, 2, 3 goes the Yanks. We go to the top of the fourth. The Orioles holding on to a 1-0 lead. We got Williams, Hanson, and Adar due up here. Dick's 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. And he's going to walk this time. So Whitey again has the leadoff runner on board. Here's Ron Hanson. Again, Whitey looking for that double play ball. Hanson popped up to Howard his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Yogi's got it for out number 1. Brings up Jerry Adar now. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Whitey all of a sudden is having some control problems. He's walked. Runner on now. Both runners walked. Brings up HOYT WILHELM. He'll try to sacrifice these guys in the scoring position. First and second. And here's the pitch to HOYT. And he does a good job. He lays that bunt down right back to Whitey. Whitey fields it. Fires over to Bobby Richardson covering first. That'll make second and third now. 2 outs for Brooks Robinson. See if Whitey can get out of this mess. Robinson singled his last time up and scored. Or doubled his last time up and scored, rather. Not this time. That's a ground ball down the third. His counterpart's down there. And he's going to fire over to first to get Brooks. And the Yankees get out of the mess with no run scoring. See if that comes back to bite the Orioles in the butt. We got Quebec, Berra, and Mantle due up here in the top of the fourth. Yogi's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short for out number 1. Brings up Mick. Mick doubled his first, Yogi rather. Yogi grounded out to Brooks his first time up. And he bangs this one, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is long gone. Yogi Berra, home run off the knuckleballer. And this game is tied up, folks. 1-1. Mr. Yankee Yogi Berra does it. Here comes Mick. He doubled his first time up. Let's see if he can go back to back. And I'm not taking a chance on that. The knuckleballer bounces a few up there, and Mick walks down the first. So 1 out, and Mick at first for Mr. Scowron. He popped up to Brooks's first time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Mick will stop at second. And the Yankees all of a sudden are figuring out this knuckleball, folks. First and second now with 1 out. And that'll bring up Mr. Howard. See if Elston can get something going here, folks. He's 0 for 1. He grounded back to first his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Dars only plays over to first, so the runners will advance. It'll be second and third now for Bob Serve. Can he get the Yankees a lead here with a base hit, folks? Bob's 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up, and that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And he'll fire over to first to get Bob, and that'll end the inning. But the Yankees score a 1 on Yogi's home run and tie this game up, folks. As we go to the 5th, we got Busby, Brandt, and Gentile due up here for the Orioles. Busby's 0 for 2 today. And he walks, and again, Whitey has the lead off runner on. That brings up Jackie Brandt, the runner down at first and nobody out. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Mick makes a nice dive and catch out there, folks. Saves a base hit. Whitey tips his cap to Mick. 1 out now. Here comes Mr. Gentile. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a stolen base. How about that? And that's what the doctor ordered. Taylor-made double play. Hit down to Bobby at second. Over to Quebec. Over to Moose. And that is it for the Orioles. As Whitey gets the double play ball, folks. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 1-1. We got Boyer, Ford, and Richardson due up here. Let's see what can happen here with the bottom part of the order. Clint's 0 for 1. And not anymore, folks. That's a single in the left field. Nice piece of hitting by Boyer. Gets on. And Whitey comes up now. He's going to try to sacrifice him in the scoring position here. Here's the pitch to Whitey. And that's going to be a base on balls. Whitey trying to give himself up, and the knuckleballer couldn't throw a strike. How about that? First and second now with nobody out. And that'll bring up Mr. Richardson here. See if Bobby can do something. He's due, folks. He's gotten off to a slow start this year. Only hitting .244. See if Bobby can come through. And that's a pop-up straight up in the air. And who's going to get it? That's going to be Dar over in foul territory. Makes the catch for out number 1. Here comes Tony Quebec up now. See if Tony can figure him out. And Quebec is 0 for 2 today. And that's not what he wanted to do, that's for sure. That ball is hit down the short. And his only play will be over to second. So Boyer will motor on down to third. So we got first and third now for Yogi. And Yogi has a home run on the day, folks. Let's see if Yogi can come through again. He's the only one that really figure out this HOYT WILHELM. And not this time, folks. That's a fly ball in the right field. It's deep, but not deep enough, as Jackie Brandt makes the catch. Hey, Michael. And that'll end the inning, and the Yankees leave 2 on. We go to the top of the 6th. It's 1 apiece, folks. Gus, Williams, and Hanson due up here in the top of the 6th against Whitey. Gus is 0 for 1 with a walk. And that's going to be a fly pop up in the infield. And Mr. Boyer's going to take charge of that. Out number 1. Here comes Dick Williams now. Mr. Williams is 1 for 1 with a walk. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Boyer's busy this inning, folks. Fires over to Scourin for out number 2. Here comes Ron Hansen. Hansen's over 2. He's popped up to Howard and flew out to Mick. And that's a base hit in the right field. He goes the other way with it, folks. With 2 outs now. Runner down at first for Jerry Adar. Here's the pitch to Jerry. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. And Whitey's up with it. He fires over to Moose. And that inning, folks, go to the bottom of the 6th. We got Mantle, Scourin, and Howard due up here in the 6th. Can the Yankees get the lead? I hear you, Michael. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, Mix 1 for 1. He's walked and doubled. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Dar. Easy play. Out number 1 here in the 6th. Brings up the Moose. Scourin's 1 for 2 today. And that is going to be a pop up in the infield. And Robinson calls for it and makes the catch. Out number 2. Brings up Elston Howard now. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Howard gets aboard here with 2 outs. See if Bob Surf can do some damage here. Bob is 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees strand another one. And we go to the top of the 7th. It's 1-1. The Orioles got a decision here to make. Do they pitch hit for Wilhelm in the 7th? And I think they do. So that'll be it for Hoyt. Pitched a good game. His first start of the year. See who they're going to bring out here to pitch hit. I think they're going to bring in Dave Feely. He's going to pitch hit here for the Orioles. He'll be followed by Robinson and Busby. There's Dave. Dave is hitting 300 on the year. Let's see what he does against Whitey here. And that's going to be a pop up in the infield. And Tony Kubek calls everybody off and makes the catch for out number 1. 1 down here in the 7th. Brings up Brooks Robinson. He's having a heck of a game, folks. He's 1 for 3. Scored the only Orioles run. And that's going to be a ground ball down to his counterpart. Boyer up with it. Fires across the diamond for out number 2. And that brings up Jim Busby. Jim's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a single in the center field. So they get a base hit with 2 outs here in the 7th. And here's Jackie Bryant, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field. And that's going to score Busby. And the Orioles take a 2-1 lead here, folks. And Jackie's down at second in scoring position for Gentile. So Whitey unable to get around. He gets 2 outs and can't get that all-important 3rd out yet. Here's Gentile. He's 1 for 3. And that ball is big deep. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. Whitey just got lit up here, folks. That ball's hit way over the freaking monuments. And all of a sudden now it's a 4-1 ball game. Gus. Gus is 0 for 2, 1 for 2, 0 for 2 rather. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And that'll end the inning. But the Orioles score 3 and take a 4-1 lead. Excuse me, Bernard. All the other games besides the Yankees and the Braves, I'm using the digital diamond. And like I say, the other teams' records are coming out real good, Bernard, and most of the stats. So yeah, I agree with you. I think the engine does a darn good job. Yep. Yeah, I got no complaints about it. See who they're going to bring in here. You got Boyer, a pitch hitter for Ford. So let's see. See who the Orioles are going to bring in here to pitch. You're going to bring in Fisher. He's still tired. Is Strock still tired? I think they're going to bring in Wes Strock's going to come in to pitch. Yankees down by 3. See what can happen here now. We got Boyer, a pitch hitter for Ford, and then Bobby Richardson. Clint's 1 for 2 today. Can he get aboard here? And yes, he does with a walk. So Clint Boyer is aboard. And we're going to bring in Roger Maris here. See if he can make this a 1-run ball game, folks. So Roger's going to pitch hit for Whitey. Roger's hitting 258 on the year, folks. Let's see if he can come through with a big hit here. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Whitey goes down swinging, folks. So that's 1 out now for Bobby Richardson. See if Bobby can get off the snide here and get a base hit. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Strock having a problem with control here. And that brings the tying run up to the plate, and Tony Kubek first and second now with only 1 out. See if Tony can make him pay for these walks, folks. And he does. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to fill the bases. Infield hit for Tony Kubek, folks. And we got Yogi Berra up now, folks, with the bases juiced. And Strock in all kinds of trouble now with only 1 out. Yogi's already homered once today. Can he hit a grand slam here, folks? And that is going to be a single to left. And that ball is bobbled by Williams out there, and the runners are going to advance an extra base on the error, folks. So 2 runs score. See if this doesn't. Should end up being first and third with 2 runs in, and Yogi down at first. And that's not what happened. So we'll try again here. Okay, so we get the single in the left field. Single in the left. Be an E7. Runner on second. See if this does it. There we go. First and third, a one-run game. Struck. Not getting any help from his defense or himself, and that brings up the Mick. And I think he's going to intentionally walk Mick to set up the double play and bring up Moose here. So Mick gets intentionally walked, scouring up with the bases juiced again, folks. And Moose is 1 for 3. Can he get a key base hit here and score Yogi from second and give the Yankees a lead? And that ball is driven into right field. And that's going to score too. And Mick's going to end up down at third. Nice job, Moose. Makes him pay for walking Mick. And we got first and third, and the Yankees got a 5-4 lead here, folks. And that's going to be it for Strock. He could not get through this 7th inning. Sure. That brings up Howard. The worst part is the Orioles bullpen is in bad shape. They got a lot of tired arms out there. Who are they going to bring in to face Howard? Maybe they'll bring in Fisher just to get through this inning. I think that's what they're going to do. Just to try to get through the inning. This will be like his bullpen work. So they're going to bring in Fisher. Try to get through the inning. Strock gets beat up. There's 1 out. Runners on first and third for Elston Howard now. Mick down at third. Scouring down at first. And Howard's 1 for 3, folks. Can he add and give the Yankees a little cushion here? And he sure does. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone. Gone, gone. And the Yankees now lead 8-4. Jeez, you Pete's. The power came into the 7th inning, folks, for both teams. Sure. Bringing Fisher in with that tired arm, I guess, wasn't the smartest move I made. I was hoping he could get through this inning. Sure. That brings up Bob Serve now with 1 down, nobody on. And that's going to be a base on ball. Serve trots on down to first. And that brings up Mr. Boyer for the 2nd time in this inning, folks. He's 1 for 2. He's walked his last time up in this inning. Yankees have batted around, and here's the pitch to Boyer. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Hanson's got it. Over to Dar. Over to Gentile, and that'll end the inning, but not until the Yankees score 7, folks. And Maris is going to stay in the game, and Bob Serve is going to come out. And let's see who's going to pitch here for the Yankees. Batten Serve spot, and Yogi will move over to the left. And I think Luis is going to come in here and try to get a 2-inning save here. So Luis is going to come in the game. He'll bat in the 6th hole. Cancel that. I don't want him batting 9th. Okay. Don't want him batting 9th. I want him batting in the server spot. In the 7 hole. Okay. Roger will move to right field. And Yoke over to left. There we go. And who will he be facing? He'll be facing Williams, Hanson, and then Adar here in the 8th inning. Hey, John. Hey, Ken. And here we go with the game 8-4, top of the 8th. Luis in here now for Whitey after a big 7th inning by both teams. See if they can calm things down here. Here's the pitch to Dick Williams. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Scourin's got it. He'll take it himself for out number 1. Here comes Ron Hanson now. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Clint Boyer calls for it near the 3rd baseline in fair territory and makes the catch for out number 2. That brings up Jerry Adar. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd. And Bobby Richardson's got that. He's up with it. Fires over to 1st, and 1, 2, 3 goes to Orioles in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-4 Yanks. Roger Maris is due up here, and we're taking Jackie out. We might even do a double switch here. I think that's what we're going to do. Bring in Betting's going to come in and take over 2nd for Adar. And let's see who they're going to bring in the pitch. I think they're going to bring in Hyde to pitch. So we'll do a double switch here. Get Fisher out of the game. I'd faced 7 batters the other day. Let's see who else they got. I think they're going to go with Billy Huff. He hasn't pitched. He's going to come in and pitch. Dar comes out. So Billy will come in and bat in the 8 hole. And where's Marv at? He'll bat in the 9 hole and play 2nd. All righty. He'll lead off the top of the 8th, guys. All righty, here we go now. So we got Maris, Richardson and Quebec do up here against Billy. Rogers 0 for 1, struck out when he pitched hit for Whitey. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Jackie's got it for out number 1 here in the 8th. And that'll bring up Bobby Richardson now. Bobby's 0 for 3. He's walked once and scored. And that's going to be a pop up on the infield. And Brooks Robinson's got it for out number 2. And that brings up Tony Quebec now. And let's see if Tony can get on board. Nope, that's a ground ball down the short. 1, 2, 3 goes the Yankees. We make it to the 8th inning. We got Breeden in the top of the order. Robinson and Bryant due up here. Let's see if Luis can shut the door. Mars' first plate appearance after coming in on the double switch. And that's a ground ball down the short. Q back up with it. Fires over to Moose. Out number 1. Here's Mr. Robinson. He is 1 for 4 with a double and a scored. And that's a ground ball down to Bobby Richardson. And that's quick 2 outs here in the 9th. Orioles down to the last out, and here's Jim Busby. And that might be a base hit in the center field. In the right field, Busby's aboard. The Orioles aren't done yet, folks. Busby down at first with 2 outs. Comes Jackie Brandt. See what Jackie can do here. He's 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. And that is going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Boyer takes his time, fires over to first, and that'll do it, folks. The Yankees win 8-4. Big 7th inning. Take a look at the box score here. Orioles 4 runs on 8 hits and an error. The Yankees 8 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The late great Brooks Robinson was 1 for 5 and scored. Busby was 2 for 4 and scored. Gentile was 2 for 4 scored and had 3 RBIs. Gentile had a good game, that's for sure. That's for sure. You had Yogi going 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs himself, and Moose 2 for 4. Howard 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Mick was 1 for 2, walked twice. You had Yogi and Howard hitting the home runs. Mick with a double. Hoyt Wilhelm pitched a heck of a game not to get a decision. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, walked 2. And poor Strock came in and just blew the place up. A third of an inning, 3 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout. And Fisher didn't help the call as much. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and a home run. Billy Huff came in and did his job, but too little, too late. Whitey, 7 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, walked 5, only struck out 2, gave up the home run. And Luis comes in and shuts the door in the 8th and 9th, gives up 1 hit. And the Yankees win 8-4. Let's do some fast play here in the American League. We got the Twins traveling to Detroit to take on the Tigers. Jim Bunning with his 1.98 ERA on the mound, folks, against Jim Cat. See who wins the Battle of the Gym. And the Twins beat the Tigers. 4 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Tigers 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. See how many runs old Bunning gave up. Jim gave up 4 runs, but only 2 of them earned. His defense let him down. And now we got the Senators traveling out to Kansas City to take on the A's. And A's win a close one. The Senators 1 run on 12 hits. Look at these poor teams. No wonder they're battling for last. A's 2 runs on 11 hits. All those hits and can't score. The only team they could have beat was the Senators, probably. Sure way. And the final game here in the American League on the 29th is the Indians traveling out to LA to take on the Angels. And the Angels blow out the Indians. Indians 3 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Angels 11 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. Sure. That was a shellacking. Let's take a look at the standings after July 29th. And the Yankees are now 3.5 games up on Baltimore. The Tigers are 4 games back. Tigers have lost 3 in a row. That was the Orioles' first loss in 10 games, folks. They was on a 9-game winning streak. The Twins are 7 games back. They're on an 8-game winning streak. The Twins are on a roll, folks. The White Sox are 10 games back. The Angels are 18 games back. Red Sox 21 games back. Cleveland Indians 22.5 games back. And like I say, we just had the battle of last place. The Senators 31 games back, and the A's 33. How about that? Jim Parcell just took over the batting lead, 326 over Gentile. Roger still leading the American League with 42 home runs. Cash with 96 RBIs. Scourin's only 3 behind him now, though. And Bunning's ERA balloons to a big 2 now. And Bunning stays at 17 wins. Whitey's right behind him with 16. Let's take a look here at the MVP voting in Cy Young. Norm Cash is leading Roger Maris in the MVP. And Jim Bunning's leading Whitey Ford in the Cy Young. See who has a Lee Thomas for the Angels got a 10-game hitting streak. Howard's got a 6-game hitting streak for the Yankees. And our next game be the Braves here on the channel. See who they'll be playing. And they're taking on the Cardinals. I want to thank Ken Castro, John Wise, Bernard Strom. Check out his great channel. He's doing the Boston Red Sox. I think he's getting ready to start the 1914. Don't hold me to that year, but I think that's what Bernard's going to start. The new cards, Bernard has the cards I have don't have it, but the brand new Apba cards has a batter's face number that you can use for fatigue. But like I say, this set I got was printed in 2004, so it doesn't have that. 1914. I thought that's what you was going to start, Bernard. Tomorrow at 1. Cool. Check that out, folks. Bernard's going to do the 1914 Red Sox. 1 o'clock tomorrow. Michael was here. Michael, if you guys don't know, is the gentleman that did the stadiums for Out of the Park. Awesome pictures. Some of them I'm using here on Digital Diamond. They are awesome stadium pictures, folks. Michael, he's great. Great guy. Legend Sports Universe was here. Check out his great channel. He did a game this morning around noon. Check out that game between the Rangers and the Tigers. And I believe that was everybody. Until next time, you all have a great evening and take care. And I'll check you later.